Hey, come devo capire che devo bene? E a tu le parla mezzo americano, fatto le mori sotto a luna, come devi venire fuori I love you. Hey, tu vuoi fare l'americano, americano, americano, sceltami chi tu fa. E tu vuoi viere all'amore, ma si bevi whisky e soda, e poi ti senti disturba. Tu vuoi ballare rock and roll, tu giochi a baseball, ma solo e beccamel che te li dà la brusetta di mamma. Tu vuoi fare l'americano, americano, americano, ma si nato l'Italia, sentami che stita niente fa, ok napolita. Tu vuoi fare l'America, tu vuoi fare l'America. Hey! Ballo rock and roll, tu giochi a baseball, ma solo e beccame che te li dà la brusetta di mamma. Tu vuoi fare l'americano, americano, americano, ma si nato l'Italia, sentami che stetta niente fa, ok napolita. Tu vuoi fare l'America, tu vuoi fare l'America, ya para 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 tu vuoi fare l'americano, americano, americano, sientami chi tu fa, e tu vuoi bere all'amore, ma si bevi whisky e soda, e poi ti senti disturba. Tu vuoi fare rock and roll, tu giochi a baseball, ma so e becca che lì dalla brusetta di mamma. Tu fai l'americano, americano, americano, ma si nato l'Italia, se non mi chiste da niente fa, ok napolita. Tu fai l'americano, tu fai l'americano, We are Glassbreakers, and we are here to send you guys massive amounts of love and good feelings and joy. Dance me to the end. Dance me to your beauty with the burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Lift me like an olive branch and be my homeward dove. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Let me see your beauty when the witnesses are gone. Let me see you moving like they do in Babylon. Show me slowly what I only know the limits of. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Oh, lie, 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 lie. Now dance me on and on. Dance me very tenderly. Dance me very long. We're both of us beneath our love. We're both of us above. Dance me till the end of love. Oh, dance me till the end of love. Dance me to the children who are asking to be born. Dance me through the curtains that our kisses have outworn. Raise a tent of shelter now, though every thread is torn. Oh, dance me to the end of love. Till the end of love. Oh, yeah, Thank you. Thank you very much. It's just such a great opportunity to play with dancers such as Trish and Derek and musicians like Evan Manel on the drums, Harry Sutherland on the keys, Eddie Bronson on the clarinet, saxophone, accordion, Jonathan Schwartz on the double bass, and Ollie Thorpe on the guitar. I'm llan Kidron. We are Glassbreakers, and it's just such a wonderful pleasure to play for you guys. Quand elle me prend dans ses bras, elle me parle tout bas. Je vois la vie en rose. Elle me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Elle est entrée dans mon cœur, une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est elle, elle par moi par elle dans la vie. Elle me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Allez, on y va. Ah oui, c'est comme ça. Life ain't rosy for everyone, but it's about passing around that love so everyone can feel it. Just like that, Eddie. כשליבי בזרועותיי נצמדת אל שפתיו, חיי ורודים לנצח. הוא ילחש מילים חמות, מילים מנחמות, שמרפאות כל פצע. הוא אל תוך ליבי חודר, ואושר כל זוכר, אני עוד לא ידעתי. הוא בשבילי ואני בשבילו, הוא בקולו בחייו, הוא נשבע לי כשאליי הוא מתקרב, חושי עליי סובב, מכה Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I've seen that the sound was kind of cutting in and out there. Eddie, yes, I'm going live here, but you're welcome to talk to me, yes. Okay. We are going to get Eddie Bronson up in just a sec, but first, well, I apologize for the sound, actually. It will, however, be available on Dunera with the sound all perfect within 24 hours. I hope you all enjoyed it. There's more to come. Eddie and I are going to play a couple of songs live. But first, I'm going to cross over to our dancers, Trish and Derek. Let's see if they're there. Can you start your video, guys? Ask to start video. There we are. And now unmute. Nearly there. Maybe I can do it. There you are. Hey guys, can I hear you? Yay! Everyone, if you guys can see Trish and Derek there, please say hi. That would make them feel awesome.
Hi.
And just how wonderful that, thank you, Trish and Derek. You guys are amazing. How long have you been dancing together?
So we started dancing in 2001. And we actually went out drinking with some friends over Christmas, and then they said you should come dancing, and we were like, yeah, of course we'll come dancing, no problem, no intention of going. And then we went out again with them in New Year's, and they were like, you know, you guys have to come to dance class, and we were like, yeah, absolutely, no problem. And we had no intention of going. And we went to work the week after New Year, and you know, it was Tuesday night, and my friend that I work with was like, right, you got your stuff because we're going tonight? And I'm like, oh, I'm not going. And I ring Derek and I'm like, we've got to go to this stupid dance lesson. And he was like, I'm not going, make up some excuse. And I was like, we're going. We said we would go. And they don't dance anymore, those people, but obviously we do.
Well, you brought us a lot of joy. So the obvious question that everyone at home's asking is, are you guys a couple?
Well, yes, we are.
I knew that because I've met you and I've been to your house. But yes, you are a beautiful couple. You're a very beautiful couple, and you've got kids, and you live, you know, in the inner west, so you're cool as well.
Of course.
And so, listen, there were three very different sorts of music there. The first one was kind of like a fast swing number. What sort of dancing were you doing there? How do you describe that?
Exactly. The swing era lasted a long time. We're talking, you know, 1920s even is the seeding, and then going right through to, you know, sort of falling out in the 50s. And during that time, there was a whole bunch of dances, and they didn't have YouTube like they did now. So all these regional sort of styles sort of popped up. That fast style we're doing came from Southern California, down in the Newport Beach region. And because, and back then it didn't even have a name. It was just called that shuffle dance. Yeah.
It was called a shuffle.
Yeah, it's just called the shuffle. Yeah?
It was called the shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, was that a surf culture thing? Because Newport Beach, I mean, I've been down there. It's surf culture.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what it was is the Pacific Railroad. What they did is they built tram stops from LA down to the different you know, beachside sort of townships, which created all this traffic down there in the summertime. So you know, this is all post-war, so, or pre-war, post-war. Post-World War I, pre-World War II. And so just like everyone had more free time, you know, and all that sort of stuff. So they built these huge walls at the ends of every single one of these tram stops. You know? And people would just pack into these things in the summertime. You know, the kids would go down for like schoolies, the equivalent of schoolies. And there was one famous ballroom in Newport Beach called the Rendezvous Ballroom.
The Rendezvous Ballroom? Sounds awesome.
Yeah. And I've got a cool photo of it. There's like 6,000 people packed into this ballroom.
Wow. Maybe you can share that. Have you got the photo?
Yeah, I do have a photo.
Yeah, because I'll share it on the site. I'm sure everyone would love to see things like that. And then, sorry to interrupt. What about that? Was the second dance like a Lindy Hop? Is that what you call that?
Yeah. So on the West Coast, they were doing LA swing. We just call it LA swing. Nowadays, it's called bow swing. And then on the East Coast, at the same time, out of the Savoy Ballroom came the Lindy Hop. Yeah. Wow. Which is again dance to swing music. Just has it has a slightly different look to it. And so that first dance we did, the shuffly dance, is called the Balboa these days. It's called bow and bow swing. And then the second dance we did that was a little more open, and we did it to slightly slower music. It's called the Lindy Hop, which obviously comes out of New York. Has an interesting story attached to that. Again, they just called it swing dancing. They didn't really have a name for it.
Yeah.
And apparently, as the story goes, that year, or the year that it started really taking off, was when Charles Lindbergh did his solo flight, you know, across the Atlantic. And so all the newspapers read Lindy Hop's the Atlantic.
The Lindy Hop.
Yeah, and literally a guy called George Snowden was dancing up in Harlem. And a newspaper reporter said, "Hey, what dance are you doing?" And they said, and literally as a joke, he said, "We're doing the Lindy Hop," and it stuck.
Awesome. Yeah. And then over the third song, which was La Vie en Rose, it was like more of a kind of
I mean, you guys, you're so romantic. It's ridiculous. And I love the way you just sat there and drank your cup of tea and kind of very casual.
That was more of a
While
drag.
your child, mind you, was next to you building Lego. You know, no one sees that.
That's how it goes.
You know.
Yeah, that was more of a
The
drag.
dishes piling up, the kid building Lego. No, let me tell you, you guys do keep a very clean, beautiful place. So at home.
Oh, thanks. We try.
As I like to say, as I say to Trish, whenever we dance for 3 minutes, it's a 3-minute date night. So.
And so that last dance, what were you guys doing? How was that different? Because for me, I mean, it just all looks great. But,
yeah, I would describe that as like drag blues. We're doing like a drag blues style.
Right.
Yeah. So literally, overwhelmingly throughout the world, Lindy Hop is the big dance. That's what, if you go to any swing dance school, that's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn Lindy Hop.
Yeah.
But then all these other niche dances get taught. You know. So
well, listen. Hey, look.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is going to work. This might look really out of sync, but who out there would like Eddie and I to do a song? Eddie, you want to come out? Why don't you bring your soprano over? Bring your soprano over first. And we'll do a little swing number for everybody. Is everyone keen? Oh, geez, Andrina Grimber, you are keen. Stop crowding up the messages. No one else has a chance. Look, you've got fan mail, Eddie. Okay, Miriam's on there too. Oh my goodness, it's such a good crew. Okay, so we're just gonna start grooving here. And if you guys at home, in fact, I wanted to invite everyone just to dance anyway. So if you want to get out of your seats, and even if you're on your own, it doesn't matter. But this is a time to, you know, feel as though we're all together doing this. Please welcome my good friend and mentor, Eddie Bronson. You're amazing in that video, Eddie. I'm looking forward to asking you a few questions in a second. Trish and Derek, if you're staying on board, you guys got to dance to this, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, you can mute though, because we don't need to hear you. All we need to do is see you. Woo! Well, king of the swing is old, the jungle VIP. I reached the top and I had to stop and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I got a monkey rap. Oh, me. I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you and talk like you do. And me, I look at a monkey like me. Can't want to be someone like you. Now don't you try to kid me, man. Come see I made a deal with you. I desire to make my dreams come true. Give me the feeling I can do exactly what it is I can do. Give me the power, I can't say possible. Be like you. I want to be like you. I want to walk like you and talk like you do. Yeah, me. I think you look like me, baby. Yeah, I want to be someone like you. All right, I can't want to be someone like you. I can't want to be someone like me. I can't want to be someone like. All right. Well done, Trish and Derek. Thanks for coming on board, guys. We love you. I'm going to continue the show by interviewing my good friend Eddie here, but really, 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 thank you so much. Bless you guys.
Thank you for having us.
And I'm really looking forward to everything opening up again and having one of those sessions. And thanks for educating us on what was going on down in Newport in the 50s or whenever that was. It was amazing. Amazing, amazing, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Trish and Derek, bye. Stay on board, guys. I'm going to interview Eddie here. All right. Whew, Eddie. Yeah. It's just the two of us now. I'm going to come on in, move it in closer. You know what? Before I talk to you, why don't we play an original composition of ours? Yeah, go get your accordion. Okay, so Eddie and I have been working together for many years, since I was 13. He, there we go, that's a bit better. Did you guys all enjoy that, by the way? Such a treat. It's so strange, this format, to be able to do it, you know, over the internet instead of live. I really miss it. Oh, by the way, someone asked a question about that painting. Someone thought it was a naked woman on my wall. I'm not against naked women on the wall, but that is a photo of my father and my son when he was very young. It's a very famous photo in our family. That had nothing to do with what's about to happen. Eddie wrote this beautiful melody. When was it? It must have been a while ago you wrote it.
3-4 years.
3-4 years ago. And we decided the best way to present it was with a prayer, which is the llan prayer that they play at weddings under the chuppa. Is that the G minor? Okay, so here's our version of llan. Boyib shalom, atiret balam, kan besimcha uvetzalam, tov emune am sekulam. Boi kala, lai 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 Oh
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you. I think, see, look, clap, clap, bravo, bravo. People are clapping. So
thank you so much.
We got some more songs to come, but first, Eddie, do you want to put your accordion down? I can put it down because people have seen you play so many times, but this is just a little bit of an opportunity for us to talk a little bit. You've been my teacher for many years, and you introduced me to a new way of thinking about music. What brought you to music originally? What was it? Was it a person? Was it your own adventurous spirit as a child? Tell me a little bit about what happened, how it was that you fell in love.
I think it's a sense of hearing. Maybe music requires a bit extra for it, but maybe not. But once you hear and you love, you want to hear it more and more. And you never stop through entire career. You hear, you love it more because you hear more variety of it, and then you hear that in your head. Later on, you build up orchestra, piano in your head, and you play and switch it on and off whenever you feel like it, and enjoy it. That's why it's kind of your own musical world. You can escape anytime into it.
And the more you escape down it, the more it opens up into more mysteries and more more secrets are unveiled.
That's right. It's more mystery in music. It's all abstract. Music is all abstract. It's our time in this world to figure out, to research and to follow that until it will start making more sense.
For me, it's a way to escape, but it's also a way to connect. In music, for me, sometimes I play music to run away, and sometimes I play music to come back. It's interesting. Yeah?
It's your world, your natural world, so you don't need to. It's right there. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So, what is jazz? What's jazz? Because there's classical music, and I still find it hard to understand what is jazz because there's so many different levels of jazz. What is it to you?
I think a sense of pulse, and it's you connect it with all your body, all the emotions involved, and all senses are sharpened, and you feel it sharper and sharper. But there's more elements involved just to, with the time, you open up your mind and you compose, compose and perform on the spot. This music, what never before you heard, it comes to you. But very high level to reach is become unpredictable, and this process of you improvising, because it's a lot of brilliant musicians and minds who can play well and different styles and so on. They listen to sometimes to somebody and say, oh, it's already not as interesting or attractive. What is interesting is when it becomes unpredictable. You don't know, you can't guess it, what the next phrase would come.
But it's a balance, yeah? It can't always be unpredictable. It needs to bring people in and then throw attention, yeah? If a big artist, he is called to take his listeners with him on his journey and not to lose them on the road and keep them with their attention. And they're following and they're enjoying things. Eddie, in the chat, we have a couple of your students on there, previous students. They're writing in, remembering the lessons that you gave them, imparting his wisdom. Miriam Fela, who's there. Also, there's others. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering, can someone who is not Russian learn how to play like a Russian?
I think, of course, it's an emotional thing. You become more, you feel extra.
Okay, so my next question is, can someone who's not Jewish play like a Jew?
Yeah, sometimes Jewish people say he has a Jewish soul. That's why touching he.
Okay, so if you can play like a Jew, must mean that you might have a Jewish soul.
Very high emotions you develop through music, maybe.
So once upon a time, you must have been a young man, adult, touring in, whether it's New York or on cruise ships. How was it all different back then for you and now in the world? Everything, just maybe describe a little bit of what it was like to play in New York as a young man compared to, living in Australia maybe.
New York, I took opportunity to learn whatever I had interest for in music, and it proves now that I chose the right way to
live here,
to do it. To learn what I learned, and now I know I can play anywhere. That's what our Monsieur Camembert, the band where we play, we have a saying like, what is the definition of professional musician? And the answer is like this: you have to play anywhere with anybody, anytime, anything, which is very hard level to reach. Even we can't reach it, but we have to aim towards that.
Okay, well, talking about that, why don't we play another song for them? Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, great. Maybe grab the accordion. Maybe. Let's see. This is a song, I think I'm going to dedicate this song to one of my students who's actually on there, Eva Kadri. And by dedicating it to Eva Kadri, I have to also dedicate it to Jeanette Kidron, who's on there as well, who is not my student at all. I do learn from her, probably more than she learns from me, Jeanette. But anyway, I'm a teacher as well, so I've been teaching songwriting now while everyone's gone into isolation. So to supplement my income as a performer, I've learned how to, Eddie, you need to come in because they can't see us, so come closer, and I'll make sure that we don't hit each other. Anyway, I was able to kind of pivot towards teaching songwriting, and our dear friend Eva Kadri came on board, and she's my best student. She has a wonderful ripe age, learnt new skills. I'm inviting anyone who wants to have a songwriting session to jump on board. There's other students of mine on there too. Anyway, this is a very pretty song. Can we just tune, Eddie, just C major chord? Okay. You know how we're going to do this? No, stay there, stay there, stay there. Stay there. I'm just going to move this over here so I can just see it over there. We didn't figure out the configuration, but I think everyone can see us now. Dicen que por las noches no más se le iba en puro tomar. Dicen que no comía, nomás se le iba en puro tomar. Juran que el mismo cielo se estremecía, oí su llanto. Cómo sufría por ella, y hasta en su muerte la fue amando. Ay, 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 ay. Cantaba. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 cantaba di passo molto que una paloma triste muy de mañana le va a cantar a la casita sola con sus perditas de mar en mar. A la paloma triste no es otra cosa más que ese alma que todavía parece crecer a desdichada. Paloma, que van a saber paloma, que van a saber Alors on y va, let's have a bit of joy. Sous le ciel de Paris jusqu'au soir enchanté. Aujourd'hui dans le cœur d'un garçon. Sous le ciel de Paris jusqu'au soir, on va chanter. Oh, aujourd'hui dans le cœur d'un garçon. Sous le parler, un philosophe de musiciens, quelques badauds punisseurs marronniers. Sous le ciel de Paris jusqu'au soir, on va chanter. Oh, il offre un arc-en-ciel. La 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 la. Ma foi couramment. La 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 la. quelques rayons du ciel, de la nuit, l'histoire de fleurir au ciel de Paris. Et le ciel de Paris jusqu'au soir enchanté. On se fait pardonner, il offre un arc-en-ciel. On y va, Eddie, let's go! Quelques rayons du ciel étaient de l'accordéon l'histoire fleurit au ciel de Paris. Et le ciel de Paris jusqu'au soir on va chanter. Si fait pardonner, il offre un arc-en-ciel. Il offre un arc-en-ciel. Il offre un arc-en-ciel. Oh, well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Eddie, it's always such a wonderful opportunity to play together. And I hope we do it for many, many, many years to come.
Yeah, can't wait.
One thing that we haven't talked about, which I wouldn't mind just touching on quickly before we say goodbye, is you introduced me to a lot of beautiful Jewish music, music that has touched my soul and many others. We've had the fortune of being able to play at many, many weddings, many bar mitzvahs, many gigs together, blessing people with, you know, the Jewish music vocabulary, many, many different songs. Now, there isn't one style of Jewish music. Obviously, it comes from many different parts. There's the North African side, there's the European side, there's the new side as well. There's just as Hebrew has come alive again, come back from the dead as a language, so has the music reinvented itself. Now, Eddie, just before we go away, what is Jewish music for you? What does it mean in your heart?
Yeah, it's very famous question. It's a music which has a mixture of happiness and sadness at the same time, because it says you can't feel happy to appreciate happiness if you don't know the sadness. And accordion is actually one of those rare instruments which goes together with it, because it translates happiness and minor and major, and people relate to it very much, and that's what it is. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, Eddie. And look, also with Glass played earlier on, I'd like to re-thank the instrumentalists who were on board there, but also thank Melissa Carey, who helps me out all year round, and it was her birthday yesterday. So if at least 5 people could wish Melissa a happy birthday down below in the messages, that would make her day. I know that she's listening out there. There we go. There's one. Thank you, Miriam. Here we go. Everyone, come on in. Woo! Happy birthday, Mel. And thank you for helping me all year round and the band. So the band that you saw today was Oliver Thorpe on guitar, who was listening before. I'm not sure he's on here still. Eddie Bronson, of course, on accordion, saxophone, clarinet. Me, llan Kidron. There was Harry Sutherland. There was Evan Manel on the drums and Jonathan Schwartz on double bass, of course. What's that? And Ollie Thorpe, yeah, I mentioned him, but he can get another mention because he's a very funny boy. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful experience every time we play together. I miss it so much. I miss playing live. I miss being out there performing for you all. So does Eddie. We're looking forward to a time that we're back on the road playing for you all. So signing off now, guys. Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure. Have a good, beautiful, safe week. Thank God we live in Australia. Very lucky to be here. Support Dunera in any way you can. I think it's a beautiful thing that we've got going here. And be well, be safe, be happy.